Just thought I'd go live before I collected my thoughts. Just I don't know if it's a metaphor or an insight or a teaching on teaching. But maybe my audience here is teachers or people that are learning to teach. If you're strictly a student, maybe this doesn't meet you where you are as well as it might. So quite often we're in the position of saying, I would like you to do this, and then we observe that you do this, and then we have to figure out how to get you to do this, not this, which might be understanding or remembering or valuing or practicing or whatever the things are that get you, right? It has to start with some understanding, right? So I might rephrase it or give you a metaphor, let you see it or feel it or something like that. And then quite often what happens is, the teacher says, I'd like you to do this. And of course, sure enough, you do this. And they say, no, I want you to do this. And then maybe you do this, maybe you do the same thing, but maybe you do this. And they say, no, hopefully not angrily or mean or short with you or anything like that. But anyway, it's quite often sort of a negative, no, or or please stop doing it wrong. I'm trying to show you how to do it right, whatever. And it occurred to me that this might be a helpful metaphor. I think that most of us have had the experience of trying to do something that's a little odd, that you see somebody else doing, maybe in middle school or high school or something, like your friend or somebody in your peer group. They're doing it, so you know it can be done. Like I'm seeing you do it. But I don't normally see people do that. I don't think I've ever done that. Let me try and do it. So an example might be curling your tongue, right? That kind of idea. It might be crossing your eyes. It might be wiggling your ears, something along those lines. And you see somebody do it, and you're kind of disgusted, or you're amazed, or you're excited. And then I got to see if I can do it, right? Let me try and do it. And then, of course, you go ahead and wiggle your ears, or try to wiggle your ears, and you fail. And what ends up happening is something like, all these other things get tried out in different combinations and orders and to different degrees. They're all wrong, right? You haven't figured out where that muscle is or that muscle group is to get the ears to wiggle. So you're kind of trying things in the vicinity that you do have access to. So you curl your lip up, and you grit your teeth, and you move your nose, and you arch your eyebrow, and you move your jaw, all these kind of things. And the person that can do it is looking at you saying, no. It's just like this, just do this. And they give you some hint or trick or just show you again, perhaps, if they're not a good teacher. And the other person essentially flails, like trying to cross their eyes, just trying to puzzle out how to do it. And the other person is just like this. That's what you do. And so the teachers here in the audience, perhaps we'd like to consider when I show somebody how to do something, which is generally inaccessible, it's fairly subtle, it's less than familiar and clear, like in calisthenics, something might be familiar and clear, like bend your elbows this way, extend your arms, do this exercise. But often in the arts like Tai Chi Chuan, we're talking about something very subtle, maybe some specialized language, maybe some Chinese. It's something internal in the body. We're talking about the fascia or sung or something like that. And it's very hard to cross the gap between the teacher's understanding and how the student's doing it. And so it makes sense that the student will try a bunch of things that to them on some level seem related to what they've heard you say. You're talking about the dantian and the lower dantian, and so they end up moving their abs and their lower back and their hip and their psoas, and they turn their thighs and so forth, because they're kind of looking for that area. And of course the teacher said, no, that's not it. That's not it. I told you, feel my dantian. Let me repeat my lesson. If they're a good teacher or great teacher, they might offer a different way of teaching the lesson. But in either case, the student's very likely to kind of look in the area and try and move it around. When you ask somebody to wiggle their ears, they don't do things trying to figure it out here or lifting their legs. They kind of keep it in that area. So it's sort of face, nose, eyebrow, jaw, neck kind of area. So they're trying. So I think it can be very helpful when you see the student missing the mark. Maybe you're sharing some of the blame there because you're not the best teacher. You didn't choose the best metaphor, didn't explain it in a way that reached them. And maybe they share some of the blame because it's a difficult, subtle thing to do. But when we see them working in the area, see if you can't recognize that yes, you're close. I see you're trying. It is difficult. You're in the right area, right? You're getting warmer. You're getting cooler. You're getting warmer. Rather than just no. So this is not supposed to be a lesson on like the value of praise instead of sort of negative, negative reinforcement. Although there's something to be said there too. But this is more a teaching on recognizing that when they're doing it wrong, they're often doing it in the vicinity of right. But it's a subtle thing that they haven't experienced before. And if we think back to our experience of people wiggling their ears, the person that could do it at your maybe lunch table, one other person can immediately do it. 3 people have yet to do it 40 years later. And 2 of them kind of figured it out, maybe with your help, maybe by talking to somebody else, maybe by really just being persistent in their practice. So it may not be that somebody can just get that interesting, challenging feeling of peng or song or something like that, or xuanchong, something that we would do in our Tai Chi Chuan practice. But if we can help them recognize that, hey, you're in the area, I see, good for you, I'm so glad you're so close, that's not quite it, let's keep looking for it, then I think you're going to help them find their way to it instead of just feel the no, even when they're close. So wiggle your ears, cross your eyes, curl your tongue, and all that fun stuff. Thank you.